Hello, welcome back to the reading of the poem on the Man God, written by Maria Valtorta, Volume 3. Chapter 347, Part 1. From Capernaum to Nazareth, with Manaen and the woman disciples. 2nd December 1945. When they set foot on the little beach of Capernaum, they are welcomed by shouting children who vie with swallows, now busy building their new nests. So quickly they run from the beach to the houses, screeching in their shrill voices, cheerful with the simple joy of children, to whom everything is a wonderful sight and a mysterious object, a little fish found dead on the shore, or a pebble smoothed by the waves, and that, owing to its hue, looks like a precious stone, or a flower growing between two stones, or the iridescent scarab captured in flight. All wonderful things to be shown to their mothers, so that they may take part in the joy of their children. Those little human swallows have now seen Jesus, and all their flights converge towards him, who is about to set foot on the beach. And it is a warm, live avalanche of children, a gentle chain of tender little hands. It is the love of children's hearts that welcome Jesus, who is pressed, surrounded, and warmed, as if they were a gentle fire. Me, a kiss, to me, also to me. Jesus, I love you. Don't go away any more for such a long time. I came here every day to see whether you were coming, and I used to go to your house. Take this flower. It was for my mother, but I give it to you. Another kiss to me, a big one. You did not kiss me the first time, because Jael pushed me back. And their shrill voices continue to shout, while Jesus endeavors to walk in the midst of the loving net. Leave him now, go, that's enough now, shout the apostles and disciples, trying to loosen the press. Not a hope. They are like lianas equipped with suckers. They are detached here and they adhere there. Leave them. With a little patience we shall get there, says Jesus, smiling, and he takes extraordinarily short steps in order to proceed without treading on the children's bare feet. What frees him from the loving press is the arrival of Manaen with other disciples, among whom are the shepherds who were in Judea. Peace to you, Master, thunders Manaen, who is imposing in his magnificent garment, and no longer wears jewels on his forehead and fingers. A wonderful sword is instead hanging on his side, and it excites the respectful admiration of the children, who at the sight of the magnificent knight, dressed in purple and carrying such a marvelous weapon on his side, move aside, obviously frightened. And Jesus can thus embrace him, and Elias, Levi, Matthias, Joseph, John, Simeon, and I do not know how many more. How come you are here? And how did you know that I had landed? We knew by the shouting of the children. They pierced walls like arrows of joy. But I came here thinking that your next trip to Judea is now close at hand, and that also the women will be taking part in it. I want to be there as well, to protect you, my Lord, if I am not too proud in thinking so. There is a great deal of excitement in Israel against you. I regret having to say so, but you are aware of it. And while speaking thus, they reach the house and go in. Manaen continues his speech, after the landlord and his wife have worshipped the Master. By now the excitement and interest in you have pervaded every place, rousing and drawing the attention even of the most dull-minded people, who are normally concerned with entirely different matters. The news of what you have worked has passed even through the filthy walls of Machaerus, and has reached the lustful refuges of Herod, that is, his palace in Tiberias, the castles of Herodias, and the splendid royal palace of the Asmoneans near the Sixtus Market. Like a wave of light and power, the news passes through dark, vile barriers. It demolishes the piles of sins placed as trenches to cover up the foul love affairs of the court and its cruel crimes. It darts like an arrow of fire, writing words that are by far graver than those written on the lewd walls of the lewd bedchambers and throne and banquet halls at Belshazzar's feast. The news shouts your name and power, your nature and your mission, and Herod trembles with fear. Herodias tosses in her bed, fearing that you may be the revenging king who will take her wealth and freedom, if not her very life, leaving her at the mercy of the populace, who will take revenge for her many crimes. They tremble at court because of you. They tremble with human and superhuman fear. Since they cut off John's head, a fire seems to be burning the bowels of his murderers. They do not even enjoy any longer their previous miserable peace, the peace of pigs sated with orgies, who silence their reproachful consciences in drunkenness or in copulation. Nothing can appease them. They are persecuted, and they hate each other. After making love, disgusted with each other, accusing each other of committing a crime that now perturbs them as it overstepped the limit. Salome, as if she were possessed by a demon, is shaken by such eroticism that would degrade even a slave girl. The royal palace stinks more than a sewer. Herod has asked me about you several times, and every time I always replied to him, as far as I am concerned, he is the Messiah, the King of Israel, of the unique royal stock, David's. He is the Son of Man foretold by the prophets. He is the Word of God. He, who being the Christ, the anointed of God, has the right to reign over all living things. And Herod goes pale with fear as he realizes that you are the revenger, and as his courtiers, in order to comfort him, say that you are John, erroneously believed to be dead, thus making him faint with horror, or that you are Elijah or some other prophet of the past. He fights against his fear and the cry of his conscience devoured by remorse, saying, "No, he cannot be John. I had John beheaded, and his head is safely kept by Herodias. And he cannot be one of the prophets. One does not live again after dying. Neither can he be the Christ, who says that he is. Who dares to tell me that he is the king of the unique royal stock? I am the king. Nobody else is. The Messiah was killed by Herod the Great. He was drowned in a sea of blood as soon as he was born. He was slaughtered like a little lamb, and he was only a few months old. Can you not hear him weep? His bleating is always resounding within my head, together with John's roar. It is against the law for you to have her. It is against the law for me? No, it isn't. I am allowed everything because I am the king. I want wine and women here. If Herodias refuses my embraces and lets Salome dance to rouse my senses, which your fearful tales have frightened, and he gets drunk with the girl mimes of the court, while in her rooms the mad woman howls, curses against the martyr and threats to you, and Salome in her rooms realizes what it means to be born of two lewd parents and to give assent to a crime, and to have it committed by yielding one's body to the lubricious craving of a filthy man. When Herod comes to his senses, he wants to be informed about you and would like to see you. That is why he is in favor of my visits to you, as he hopes that I may take you to him, which I will never do, as I am not prepared to take your holiness into a den of foul beasts. And Herodias would like to have you, to strike you, and she shouts so, holding her stiletto in her hands. And Salome would like to have you, as she saw you at Tiberias without you knowing it. Last, Ethanim, and is mad for you. That is the royal palace, master. But I am remaining there so that I can keep an eye on what they intend doing to you. And I am grateful to you for it, and the Most High blesses you. That is also a way to serve the Most High in his decrees. That is what I thought, and that is why I came. This has been a reading from the poem of the Man God, written by Maria Valtorta, Volume 3. Chapter 347, Part 1, From Capernaum to Nazareth, with Manaen and the women disciples. Thank you for listening. I will see you tomorrow. May God bless you, and may peace be with you.